Hi everyone, welcome to World Tutor. Today we will learn about fraction. Fractions are one of the most important subjects of math. So definitely most of you know already what they are. For who see the fraction for the first time? The easy way to learn is using the pictures. Let me show you. Let's draw a circle, which we will call whole. Remember, with whole we are referring full cookies, or pizza, or full of something. Now let draw a cycle, and let divide it into two parts. Then each of that part we name fraction of original whole circle. Now let take one step further. Let me show you now how the fractions are written using a number. Different than a normal number. To write a fraction you need two numbers. One number on the top, one number on the bottom, and line between them. Now let's see what are those two numbers. The fractions are used for illustrate a part of something. Do you remember? So, the number in the bottom indicates how many parts the whole of something is divided. And the number on the top indicates how many of these parts we are taking or having. Let's do some example. If we have a pizza and we divide in 6 parts, the number on the bottom will be 6. And because we still have all the parts, the top number will be 6 too. What happened if someone took a slice of pizza? The pizza still divide in 6 parts, so the bottom number still be 6. But now we have only 5 slices, so the top number will be 5. So we have 5 over 6 or 5/6. Let's do another example. Let's take chocolate bar and divide it in 10 parts, and we give 3 to a friend. The total number of the parts is 10. So the bottom number of the fraction is 10. And since we give 3 of the part to a friend, the fraction we give to the friend is 3 over 10, or 3/10. Remember, the parts we are dividing the whole have to be equal. That means it have to be same size. With what we learned so far, you can see the fraction can be used to represent a part of things. So, this circle is divided up into 5 parts, and one of them was colored in blue. So 1 over 5 or 1/5 of the circle is colored in blue. This square is divided into 4 equal parts, and 2 of them were colored in red. So, 2 over 4 or 2/4 of the square is colored in red. This square is divided into 6 equal parts, and 5 of them were colored in green. So, 5 over 6 or 5/6 of the square is colored in green. Okay, I think you are wondering if the fraction can be used only to represent a part of the objects. No, at all. It can be used to represent anything, like flowers. Let me show you with an example. We have 10 flowers in the garden. 6 roses and 3 tulips, and 1 sunflowers. Then means 6 over 10 or 6/10 of flower are roses. And 3 over 10 or 3/10 of flower are tulips. And 1 over 10 or 1/10 of flower are sunflowers. The fraction can be used also to represent things we cannot see, like scores in exam. For example, you did an English test and you have 50 questions and you answer correctly to 45. That means you got 45 50th questions right. So far, we know the fractions are represent a part of the things. Now, to understand what are the fraction used for, we need to do one step forward. Do you know what the fractions are? No. Let me tell you. Fraction is just a number that's written like a division problem. Do you remember the division? If no, please pause this video. Go and watch our previous video on the division. So, are you ready now to continue? From what we learned about the division, you know there are different ways to write a division. You can write like this one, with the division symbol in the middle. Explain that take 22 and divide by 2. Or you can write the same division problem with this symbol. Or in the computer, you may have seen the division problem written like this with the slash, which is another way to write the division problem, but with a different symbol. Now, I want to show you another way to write a division problem. What is going to happen if I move the slash in a different position? Let me show you. Wow! Can you guess what we got? Yes, you are right. it does look like a fraction. This is because the fraction is a division. In fact, the line between the top and the bottom number is just another way to write the division symbol. The top number is the number being divided up, and it is the numerator. The bottom number is the number is dividing by, and it is the denominator. Now let's consider some simple fractions you already know, and think about them as a division problem. For example, 1/3 or 1/3. It can be written as a division problem. 1 divided by 3, the fraction of 2/4, or 2/4. It can be written as a division problem. 2 divides by 4, the fraction 2/5, or 2/5. It can be written as a division problem. 2 divides by 5. I know, it is quite strange to think about fractions as a division, especially because you divide smaller numbers by larger numbers. I understand, it is something new for you. For now, remember the answer we get by doing these kinds of the division is smaller than 1. If this looks like a bit confusing, don't worry. In the next section of our video, when you will learn about decimal numbers and how they are related to the fraction, everything will make sense. So, be patient until next video. Let's recap what we learned so far today. We found out a fraction can be written as a division problem. The line between the top number and the bottom number is another way to write the division symbol. The top number is called the numerator, and the bottom number is called the denominator. We found out that we can divide a smaller number by a bigger number. This all for today. Now let's do some exercises. Before say goodbye, let's transform some fraction in a division problem. 6/8 it can be written by 6 divides by 8 or with this division symbol, or this one. 7/9 can be written as 7 divides by 9, or with this division symbol, or this one. 2/9 can be written as 2 divides by 9, or with this division symbol, or this one. Now let's do the opposite way. Let's transform some division problem in a fraction. 3 divided by 5 it can be written as 3/5. 1 divided by 6 it can be written as 1/6. 2 divided by 5 it can be written as 2/5. This is all for today. See you next video. Good luck and goodbye.